Welcome race fans! You are listening to the Racing Zone News. Here quick recaps of the latest motorsports news on what's happening around the racing world.
NASCAR Cup Series Pennzoil 400 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. From NASCAR.com. Quick work by Byron's pit crew enabled the number 24 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet driver to beat teammate Kyle Larson off pit road for an overtime restart in the Pennzoil 400 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and that was the decisive factor in Byron's fifth career NASCAR Cup Series victory. When Aric Almirola spun into the turn 4 wall with 4 laps left of a scheduled 267, the race turned upside down. At that point, Larson held a 2-second lead and appeared the almost certain winner. After NASCAR called the fourth and final caution, Truex Jr stayed on the track, with Byron, Larson, and most of the other contenders pitting for 2 tires. Byron's crew was a fraction of a second faster on the stop, and Byron claimed a front-row starting spot for the overtime to Truex's outside. On the first overtime lap, Byron surged past Truex as the cars entered turn 3 at the 1.5-mile track and pulled away to win by 0.622 seconds over Larson and 0.766 seconds over teammate Alex Bowman. It was the third time Hendrick Motorsports had finished 1-2-3 in a Cup Series event. "Yeah, just been really confident about the group of guys that I have on this 24 team," said Byron, who led 176 of 271 laps, swept the first 2 stages, and won for the first time at Las Vegas. "They work extremely hard, and we spent a lot of time in the offseason just going through running at the sim with Chevy and running on iRacing and just trying to get better as a race car driver and as a team."
Xfinity Series Alsco Uniforms 300 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. From NASCAR.com. Austin Hill ran down rookie pole winner Chandler Smith from 3 seconds back, passed him as the cars approached the white flag, and held on to win Saturday. The victory was the second of the year for Hill, who won the season opener at Daytona International Speedway. The driver of the number 21 Richard Childress Racing Chevrolet reached victory lane for the first time in Las Vegas and for the 4th time in his career. Smith's car tightened up in the closing laps, allowing both Hill and Justin Allgaier to pass him on the final 2 circuits. Hill finished 0.268 seconds ahead of Allgaier, who was closing on the final lap but ran out of time. "When the 16, Smith, got by me, after a restart on lap 98, I got really loose off turn 3, said Hill, who led 19 laps and won stage 2. "Almost wrecked it, saved it. The 16 got really far out. I just knew I had to not abuse the tires and try to methodically just work my way through traffic. The track was really tough today. Had a really thin line between turns 3 and 4. If you missed it by what seemed like a half of an inch, you paid for it through the whole lap."
Craftsman Truck Series Victoria's Voice Foundation 200 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. From NASCAR.com. Busch powered his own Kyle Busch Motorsports Chevy to victory in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Despite a couple of twitchy moments in traffic, Busch dominated Friday night's Victoria's Voice Foundation 200 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, leading 84 of 134 laps and beating runner-up Zane Smith to the finish line by 4.981 seconds. The victory was Busch's first of the season, the 4th at his home track, and the 63rd of his career, extending his own series record. After a restart on lap 66, Busch stormed into the lead 2 circuits later and built an advantage that, at its widest, exceeded 7 seconds. It was his first race in the number 51 truck after KBM switched from Toyota to Chevrolet for the 2023 season. There were a couple of dicey moments in traffic, not too bad, but "I would have loved to have raced with Zane," said Busch, who won the pole in Friday afternoon's qualifying session. "They kind of got off strategy where we were able to cycle up, and we got clean air for most of the start of that last run. He came through the field and got to second, and we kind of maintained. If we'd have been able to race it out, it would have been a hell of a show. But all in all, just a great night here, to be able to win in Las Vegas again, and you've got to win the first to be able to win all 3. Right?"
World of Outlaws Volusia Speedway Park. From worldofoutlaws.com. Event number 1. Carson Macedo wins first round of Lowy Insulation Spring Showdown at Volusia. In the series' second March visit to the world's fastest half-mile Sunday evening, Macedo won the first round of the Lowy Insulation Spring Showdown and his second World of Outlaws victory at the track. The first came on March 5, 2021, his first World of Outlaws win with Jason Johnson Racing, and the second on March 5, 2023. Hats off to my guys. They made that thing unbelievable to drive, Macedo said. It was incredible in traffic, and I think that's what it was going to take to win tonight. I felt good enough to rotate and turn in traffic. It didn't matter what was in front of you. The victory was the California driver's 29th of his World of Outlaws career and 4th overall at Volusia. Event number 2. On Monday night, David Gravel continued to flex his early season muscle and make yet another championship statement as he seeks his first World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car title. Gravel dominated the second round of the Lowy Insulation Spring Showdown, leading all 30 laps around the Barbaville, Florida, half-mile on his way to his third win through 5 races in 2023. The victory marked his 79th with the greatest show on dirt, equaling him with 4-time and defending champion Brad Sweet, for 11th on the all-time win list. "It's been a really good start, man," Gravel said of his early success. "I got into a little bit of a scuffle last night and kind of stubbed our toe a little bit there, but, man, if we were able to finish where I thought we would have in that feature, it would just be an unreal start. I can't ask for any more. It's a dream to win 3 out of 5 races. You really can't ask for much more than that."
F1 Bahrain Grand Prix. From Formula1.com. Max Verstappen made a dream start to the 2023 campaign as he romped to victory during the Bahrain Grand Prix, leading home teammate Sergio Perez in an emphatic Red Bull 1-2 finish. Verstappen held P1 from lights out to the checkered flag in Sakir to kick off his title defense, and the quest for a third driver's crown, with maximum points, crossing the line more than 10 seconds clear of Perez. In a blow for their rivals, Ferrari driver Charles Leclerc ground to a halt during the closing stages, costing the Monegasque a probable podium finish and a hatful of championship points. That opened the door for Aston Martin's Fernando Alonso to opportunistically snatch a rostrum result from the other Ferrari of Carlos Sainz, with Lewis Hamilton completing the top 5 positions in his Mercedes. There was drama at the start as Lance Stroll ran into the back of teammate Alonso and Nico Hülkenberg clipped Esteban Ocon, while Oscar Piastri was an early retiree on his F1 debut amid technical trouble.
NTT IndyCar Series Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, presented by RP Funding. From IndyCar.com. Marcus Ericsson dodged multiple incidents in a chaotic season-opening race for the NTT IndyCar Series, winning the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg presented by RP Funding on Sunday in a day overflowing with drama. 2022 Indianapolis 500 presented by Gainbridge winner Ericsson earned his 4th career victory by 2.4113 seconds in the number 8 Husky Chocolate Chip Ganassi Racing Honda over runner-up Pato Howard in the number 5 Aero McLaren Chevrolet. Ericsson, who started 4th, took the lead when Howard slowed, suddenly exiting turn 14 on lap 97 of the 100-lap race when his engine lost torque momentarily due to a brief misfire in the plenum chamber of his power plant. "I feel bad for Pato for having the issue, but that's racing," Swedish driver Ericsson said. "You need to get there to the finish line. We were having such a good weekend. The car was fantastic all the way through. We were hunting him down, putting the pressure on, and that's when things happen. It was a hell of a start to the season."
Thank you for listening to a podcast from the Racing.Zone. Remember, we are a value for value show, so if you received any value at all, we would appreciate you boosting us some Bitcoin Satoshis by using a Podcasting 2.0 app or swing by the website and support us there. If you send a Boostagram message, we will read it out in the next episode.